Welcome back, boys and girls, to another Wi-Fi battle, and this is an underused match against Tenebricite, and I believe he is the battler formerly known as Minemaster, a guy I battled several times in Gen 6, and yeah, he's been hovering around my stream every now and then, and he got a battle actually yesterday. So this should be pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and get into it without further ado. So the Twitch stream wanted me to bring Mega Latios, which is a Mega Evolution that I don't particularly like. I don't really like either Mega Latios or Mega Latios. I think they're kind of underwhelming considering their base forms are more than adequate, and their Mega Evolutions don't really do anything special compared to those, aside from being slightly stronger at the expense of an item. But anyway, he's going to actually surprise me. I was thinking that he was going to lead with Smeargle after seeing his team. He ends up leading with this Chandler, which is an excellent play if he was baiting me my Scizor, because obviously that's a great matchup for him. He's just actually going to trick on my switch to Mantine, which is another great play, which will give me the choice specs, which allows me to hit a little bit harder, but obviously it's not really what I want on my special wall. So I'm just going to go for the Scald. He predicts that going out into his Hydreigon, which is his only water resistance, mind you. I end up getting the burn. I wanted to see what he would do. I know that he can't do much damage to my Mantine. Well, he can, obviously, because it's a freaking Hydreigon. But I know that I can take whatever he does, and I want to see what he's going to, because, let's face it, most Hydreigons are almost always choiced in some way. And I wanted to see what he would lock himself into before switching out, and now that I see the Dark Pulse, I'm going to actually make the hard switch into Weavile, which is something you never really want to do. But I do have that Dark Resistance, and it will force a switch, and I decide to knock off on the switch, getting rid of his Scizor's Choice Band, which is not really that bad. But I cannot obviously afford to stay in and take a Bullet Punch still, so I'm going to go out into my Swampert. He reads that perfectly, just going for the safe U-turn, knowing that he probably don't have anything to 2-hit KO him, because obviously knockoff isn't going to be as strong when he doesn't have an item. And he's going to get some decent damage on my Swampert as he goes back into Hydreigon. Now, I do actually carry Protect on my Swampert, so I'm just going to go for that to scout what move he's going to do, and I guess that also gives me one more bit of leftovers recovery, and he loses some HP due to the burn, which isn't a huge deal because burn has been nerfed, at least as far as damage goes, in Gen 7, and it doesn't affect him because the drop-in attack does not affect a Hydreigon typically. Anyway, in comes Scizor again, and I saw that he was going to lock himself into Draco Meteor. I have nothing really to take it. Now, Scizor obviously has the resistance, but it's still not going to take that very well, obviously, from a Hydreigon. In fact, it does more than half, and I'm like, okay, I think he's going to switch. He wouldn't want to lose his Hydreigon. He ends up making a great play staying in, knowing that he has a chance to KO. Now, he doesn't actually KO. I live with 11, but I obviously kill him, but that's going to, be a big deal later, because we haven't even seen a Smeargle yet, and all Smeargles pretty much try to do is spam hazards, and with 11 HP, I don't live a stealth, I don't live coming in on a stealth rock, so that is pretty huge, actually, as he's just going to go onto his own Scizor against my Chandelure. I cannot afford to give this Smeargle a free opportunity to come in and set up hazards now, so I'm just going to go ahead and lock myself into Fire Blast. Locking myself into Shadow Ball is way too easy, as it would be easy setup fodder for Smeargle, so I decided to go for the Fire Blast, but of course that's going to give, after Scizor dies, his Chandelure a free reign to come in, and yeah, I'm just going to go into my Mantine again, who does take the Fire Blast pretty nicely, but of course he's not really locked into anything anymore because he has my leftovers. Now, I could have gone for the Roost here to get HP back, but I instead try to get rid of this Chandelure with a Surf. But this is a pretty interesting time in the battle, because the main reason I can't afford to lose Scizor is because he has Mega Gardevoir sitting in the back, and I know that he's trying to go ahead and set up that sweep. And now he sees that this is his opportunity to set up Smeargle. Now, I do have a Specs Mantine here, but it's not going to be able to quite kill with Scald, and obviously those sticky webs are pretty much a critical part of his plan, because it's going to reduce the speed of my Weavile, as well as my Chandelure, which would otherwise be able to outspeed Mega Gardevoir, so that's an excellent play. And I know right now, if I don't go into Scizor, he's going to go ahead and set up the Stealth Rocks, and I have no way to get rid of any hazards, so I know I have to go into Scizor in order to keep it. So he does go for the Stealth Rocks, I go into Scizor, and I'm just going to go ahead and Bullet Punch. Now, unfortunately, he still has his Cobalion, or whatever you want to call it, Cobalion, I don't know how it's actually pronounced because I don't watch the anime, but it's whatever. Just gonna go for the bullet punch, and yeah, I really can't afford to switch out. I was hoping, maybe this is like, I don't know, not invested in bulk, but it's a Swords Dance set, so it probably is. You're gonna be greedy here and go for another Swords Dance. It doesn't really matter. The only priority move Cobalion, I think, can get is Quick Attack. So it's not like my Mega Latias can't just come in and revenge kill, but obviously losing Scizor is going to open the gates for a potential sweep here with Mega Gardevoir. So I'm really afraid of it. I know what's coming. I know that he was trying to set it up from, pretty much a quarter way through the match. This is nowhere near as close as the score indicates, because that Mega Gardevoir is super dangerous, and he has the hazards to get off a sweep. So I do what I have to do. I Mega Evolve, and, I I only have 2 moves on this Mega Latias. I brought a Calm Mind set with, of course, Recover. So, and my 2 moves are my stab moves, but Dragon doesn't affect Gardevoir now, being that it's part Fairy. And also, Psychic is resisted, obviously, by the Psychic-type Gardevoir. And he's just going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, which obviously is a smart play. And I have to hope that maybe it's a 4-move attacking set, because if it's not, I'm screwed. If he gets off a Calm Mind, I'm pretty sure I'm swept. And indeed, there it is. There's the Calm Mind. And now I'm like, well, this sucks. I'm pretty sure Swampert can't live a move. But I have no choice but to try. I'm just going to try to go for the Earthquake, which, in my mind, if I can get an Earthquake off on this thing, it'll weaken it enough that hopefully I can, go into Weavile, get off the priority, Ice Shard, and then maybe finish off with Psychic on Mega Latias. But unfortunately, that's not going to be able to connect because he's going to be able to one-shot me. And Mega Gardevoir has a monstrous special attack stat, especially after a Calm Mind. And there's nothing I can do. He's going to get this late-game Mega Gardevoir sweep, showing how powerful it is in the tier. It's probably the strongest Mega, in my opinion, in Underused at the moment, now that Mega Gallade and, what is it, the other Mega that got banned recently? I think it was Mega Heracross, I think? And I think Jirachi got banned recently, too. But yeah, even though I do have a Choice Scarf, I'm not going to be able to outspeed because of the terrain, well, not the terrain, the sticky web, so that is pretty much a good game. I go to Latias, I mean, I'm faster because I'm not affected by sticky terrain in my Levitate, or sticky web, sorry. But with Psychic being the only move I have to hit him, it's not going to do anything, and he's going to be able to just one-shot me with a super effective Hyper Voice, which is, of course, being converted to a Fairy-type move due to Pixelate. And, yeah, my Mantine's going to die on switching. So, good game there. Tenebricite gives me, makes me remember our Gen 6 battles of old. Always a difficult opponent, and played very well there at the end, doing what he had to do to set up that Mega Gardevoir sweep. So, today's question of the day is, what is your favorite day of the week? Now, obviously, everyone's least favorite is probably going to be Monday, except if you don't work a job on Monday and that's your day off. But as for me, it's going to be Sunday. I like my football. Dolphins actually won this week despite being inept on offense, so that's cool. Plus, it's a day I get to spend with my daughter Ayla because my wife works on Sunday, so I get full day with her. And while she can be a handful of times, 14-month isn't, she is absolutely my world. So that's always cool, and she always learns new things every time it's great. But anyway, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Good day.